What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your review for RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 4. Are we on Season 5? 5. Episode 6. My bad, y'all. So we start the episode off. Y'all know we always got to talk about the eliminated queen. But in this particular instance, it's all about whether you believe India, whether you believe Alexis Mateo, and how that whole thing went down. And Blair St. Clair said exactly what I said. If you were going to campaign to eliminate somebody, then you needed to at least make sure you had the votes. And for you to make sure you had the votes, that means you had to include somebody other than India. Because like I said, the fact that Maria Balenciaga didn't even vote for Shay, and that's who y'all were trying to save, couldn't be on it. Either that or she double-crossed y'all at the last minute. And no one else has said, hey, I knew about that. I knew about this plot. Because you would have needed more votes than just yours and Alexis Mateo and India. Like, you needed more than 3 votes to eliminate Shay. So, I don't know. All I'm going to say is Shea Coulee said what's done in the dark will come to the light. So, if y'all know it's a show and they producing the show, so I'm sure we'll find out between now and at the end. But both sides are steadfast saying that they are the ones telling the truth and that the other one is lying. So, listen, I don't know at this point. All I know is it don't even matter no more because India gone. Now, the Maxi challenge this week is a backyard barbecue ball, and the ladies have to prepare 2 looks. It is a sewing challenge. They have to prepare 2 looks. One look has to be like, you know, your drunk cousin, well, you know, auntie, grandma, cousin, you know, at the barbecue, and the other one is, you know, your backyard extravaganza. And it is also an unconventional materials challenge a la Project Runway, where they have all of the backyard materials that they're going to make a dress out of. Now, Shea Coulee, we know, can sew. Blair St. Clair she seems passable. Cracker seems like she can sew. Alexis Mateo seems like they could sew. The one person that seemed like they were struggling from the beginning of this whole situation was Jujubee. And Jujubee was clear from the beginning. I can't sew. I don't know what I'm doing. I hate this challenge and all that it entails. Let me go ahead and say this before I forget, because I'll get to the end of this video and realize I forgot to say it. Here's what I didn't like about this challenge. I'm wondering how much of the material they were supposed to use, because they did also let them use one of the walls that had regular material on it. Because I feel like some ladies did more than others as far as using an unconventional material. But it's whatever. It ain't that serious, I guess. So, what also became very clear to me this episode is that Cracker irritates my soul. I wasn't a Cracker fan to begin with, but this episode, she really got on my nerves. Blair seemed like she very much considers herself the belle of the ball, that she is this fashionista, and she was saying how she shows up to the barbecue and they all gag at what she wears because it is all it is and a bag of chips. And I'm just like, okay, girl. So Ru does a walkthrough, and you know, this is all about family and family relationships, and so we got into some deep conversations this week, honey. We had some people crying. So we found out that Shea Coulee on her season, her dad was sick. He was battling cancer, and what she found out when she got back from filming the show was that her dad had gotten really sick and he ended up passing away. And she said, like 2 weeks before the season finale, you know, for the finale, her dad passed away. And she said that, you know, she really wanted America to see a Black man, church man in that audience supporting his son and accepting his son who he was. And I said, you know, that would have definitely been a powerful message. And so she got very emotional and was crying, you know, about, and then she said her sister died like 2 weeks later. Like, she had a lot going on around that finale, and that she had to really process through. And it was really sad because unfortunately we know how the finale went for her. So I felt bad, you know. Then we went over to talk to Jujubee, and Jujubee was saying how, was it 1 year sober, 2 years sober, something like that. But he just recently got sober, and he said along with getting sober, he had to eliminate toxic people. Well, he didn't use the word toxic. I took it like that. But people out of his life that were still indulging in things that he no longer wanted to be a part of, and part of that was his fiance, who he had been with for 12 years. And so he was saying how, over the last couple of years, his family has really become people he met through, he said, his meetings, but I'm assuming Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous meetings. And he said they've basically become his family because he had to really sort of redo his friend circle. And, when people want to get clean and stay clean, those are the types of things that you have to do. And it's hard and it hurts. But I can't be clean and not drink and not do drugs and come home every day to someone who's drinking and doing drugs. Like, it's hard. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's just unnecessarily hard. And especially if that made the relationship toxic, And again, I don't know anything about the relationship with the fiance other than he is no longer with his fiance and it was connected to him getting sober. So Ru then opened up, and if you know anything about Ru's story, I read the autobiography a few years ago, but Ru is very candid about his drug use and all the things he went through, when he was doing drugs and things like that. And he said to Jujubee, he said, listen, those are the people you lean on. He said, if it weren't for the friends that I made during that time, he said, I wouldn't be here. He said, those friends got me through. And if it weren't for them, I would not be here. And he got emotional. I said, listen, we ain't about to do this tonight. No, ma'am, Pam. We ain't doing this tonight. But it was definitely very emotional. And then when we get to the main stage, his sister's brother, and I think a couple of nieces and nephews they had like an audience on the side of the runway. So his actual family was there because, the whole theme was about family. And so, the family was there, whatever. So then we find out in the workroom that India left gifts for people. Now, it looks like India left gifts for everybody except for Jujubee. Even left a letter for Alexis talking about something, I still love you. And I was like, now, again, depending on who you believe, the letter could go either way, depending on who you choose to believe in that conversation. And Juju felt some kind of way about it. Like, well, damn, what I do to you? Like, why I ain't get no letter? Like, what? Why ain't get no? Like, and it was funny. Juju was really looking. Like, Jujubee was really looking for a letter. Like, I said, Juju, let it go, girl. There's no letter, girl. Let it go. There is no letter for you. It's gone. It ain't there. So we get to the main stage, and the first person out was Miss Cracker. Now, Miss Cracker played the drunk crackhead that shows up to the family cookout looking like they just got over, a 12-hour binge and probably smell like last night's situation. Like that person, falling all over the stage, half drunk, very much a stereotype. Because I think we all got that person in our family. Jujubee showed up. Now, I loved Jujubee was my favorite out of the cousin storyline. She played the very much, I'm sorry I'm late, but I didn't want to come. That was her opening line. I'm sorry I'm late, but I didn't want to come. And she had this huge hat and this halter that looked very posh and, very unbothered. Excuse me, very much, why am I here? Who invited me? Why did you invite me? What do you, when can I leave? So Juju's was my favorite look. Then, Alexis Mateo. Now, Alexis Mateo, I'm going to say this. She played a stereotype. And I feel like it was one of those situations where I can do it, but you can't do it kind of thing. Because she was RuPaul's maid. And, she played up the whole Puerto Rican thing and said that, you know, she was there because Ru owed her some money and that kind of thing. And I was like, okay, Alexis, okay. I don't know how I felt about that. I don't know how I felt about that, especially in light of our current climate. I don't know how I felt about that, about playing up that whole stereotype. But you can do it, girl. You can do it. Blair played. She played another like drunk, you know, cigarette hanging out the mouth, you know, hair teased to the end of the world, you know, kind of thing, and but her, like, all of them had like a voiceover story to tell. Her voiceover story wasn't really funny. Like, Crackers was funny, Jujubee's was funny, but the voiceover voice wasn't that funny. And last but not least was Shea Coulee's. And what's funny was Shea played off of a character that she played on her season, and from her Rusical. But it's one of those things where if you didn't remember her season, like me, like you didn't remember the Rusical, you kind of didn't remember that storyline. But it was still funny because it could have still been, she had a rest in peace grandma type of thing. So you still could have got away with it, like even if you didn't. So then we had the runway look. And Cracker had an outfit. Hers was black and white. She had the tablecloth material. She had a halter top. And it had like a whole shuttlecock. And I'm with Shea Coulee. She said, y'all call them shuttlecocks. We call them birdies. I'm with Shea Coulee. We call them birdies too, child. But I do know that they are called shuttlecocks. And of course, you know, on RuPaul, they're going to call them shuttlecocks, child. But I'm going to tell you what I didn't like about Cracker's outfit. And y'all, I know y'all going to say it's nitpicky. She ain't had no breasts. How you going to wear a halter top that's cut down the middle and it's just flat? There's no female allusion to that. It's just flat. I didn't like that. Jujubee had like this, it was a cute dress, like a cute watermelon dress. Very simple because Jujubee done told y'all she can't sew. But I thought it was cute. It went down the runway and I thought it was cute, you know. Blair had this toga looking thing on. And I didn't see the backyard material at all in it. Like they had to, like when they were on the runway, they had to point out that it had the whole, like the strap from the lawn chairs thing on it. It was, so I didn't like Shea Coulee's outfit at all. I didn't like it at all. First of all, it was the cutout chaps, and I felt like it's the exact same thing you did on your season for the ball challenge. So you had the cutout butt, and it had like, and for someone who she helped everybody else make their outfit, but hers didn't look done to me. It was strings hanging off, and it just didn't look done. And it was the checkered tablecloth. I didn't like it. And she tried to make it like a bride's gown kind of thing. Like, I didn't like it. Alexis Mateo, I liked her dress, and she used the unconventional materials very well. She had cut up cups all around the neck, and at the bottom she actually had the pool. She actually had the pool inflated and had it hooped out at the bottom. Now, here is where I don't like this whole, if you're not in the top, everybody else is in the bottom, because I don't know if I feel like Alexis should have been in the bottom, personally. But neither here nor there. The winner of the week was Cracker. Which means that everybody else was in the bottom. So when they go in the back to deliberate, Cracker is going to say, well, and Blair just knew she had it going on because, you know, her and Cracker are friends in real life. So she just knew, oh, well, I'm safe then. You know, I know my girl ain't going to put me up for elimination. Cracker was like, well, I just think if we're going to go by a score sheet, then Blair and Alexis are the only two who've never won a challenge. And so I would say that they're at the bottom. And so that's who I want to talk to. And so by Blair saying that, automatically sort of put it in everybody else's mind that those were the only two options to vote. No, they weren't. All of y'all are up for elimination. And once again, I keep telling y'all, I don't know why y'all keep letting Shay ass live. And she was talking to Blair, and of course Blair was in her feelings because she was like, really, like you really about to put me up for like you really thinking about putting my lipstick in the box, and not only you put it on everybody else's radar for my lipstick to be on the box because you told everybody that in your mind we were the bottom two. And of course Alexis' thing was, I already knew if I didn't win I was going up for elimination because they don't believe me. They think that I was in cahoots to get rid of Shay, and so it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. So I just didn't like that. I didn't like that Cracker got to dictate who the other voting options were. Like, I'll be interested to see next week how the vote went, because I'm like, all y'all up for elimination as far as I'm concerned. Like, that might be who you think is in the bottom, but I think somebody else should go home. And Cracker even was saying, she even sort of was joking around when it was time to put her lipstick in the box, talking about some, okay, America, I know who you want me to pick. And she had picked up Shay's lipstick and made it like a joke, but I was like, you shouldn't be joking. That's absolutely who the fuck you should be sending home. And I'm going to tell you who should be right behind Shay. Jujubee. Because in my mind, Shay and Jujubee are top two. That's right now. In my mind, Shay and Jujubee are top two. So, y'all slept one opportunity to get rid of Shay. Y'all need to get rid of Shay. Y'all keep playing. Y'all keep playing and letting Shay live. So, the lipstick assassin was Roxy Andrews. And they lip synced to an Ariana Grande song. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I was bored by both of them. I don't know if it was the song. I don't know if it was them. But I was bored by both of them. The only thing that I think gave Roxy the edge over Cracker was she kept having these these reveals. And the very last reveal was like a thong situation. And y'all know she's the body. You know, she's got that juicy booty. And across across her butt, it said thick and juicy. And I just feel like that was just like a moment. You know, when she revealed and that's what was on her butt, like that was the moment. And so I feel like that sort of what pushed her over. And so she won the lip sync. And she pulled out the lipstick. And the lipstick was Alexis. So Alexis is eliminated. So we're down to top 4. And I don't know if they're going to do a top 3 elimination situation. I don't know how they're going to do it. But I'm sure we're coming down to the end. However they're going to do it. I'm sure we don't have more than 2, at the most 3 weeks left. But probably more like 2 weeks left. So anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in those comments. Peace.